Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a book haul. These are the books that I've purchased since the month of October. A few of them were books that I purchased with some of my birthday money. A few were books that I purchased for reasons, which we'll get into, so let's just get going. The first one I want to show you is this little book called Wild Geese by Martha Ostenso. This is a book set in Canada by a Canadian author, and I purchased this book because I'm going to be buddy reading this with Sean from Sean the Book Maniac in 2019. I don't know much about this. It's I think it's sort of a Canadian classic, and it first was published in 1925, and it's about a young woman who's living in the prairie area of Western Canada. So I really think this is a really beautiful copy. I'm really excited because I get this from Abe Books, and I don't think it was ever read. The spine's not cracked at all, so I'm super excited about that one. I then, way back at the beginning, almost end of September, beginning of October, I ordered this book, The Birds and Other Story by Daphne du Maurier from Book Depository, thinking I would get it in time to read it during the autumn readathon. It never came in until November. But I've been wanting this collection for a while. I know it's talked about quite a bit on BookTube, and I particularly wanted this cover, so that's why it took me so long. I needed to order it from the UK, I mean from Book Depository, because you don't seem to be able to pick this one up in America for some reason. So looking forward to that collection. I then have another collection of short stories. This is Christmas stories called 'Tis the Season in Maine. This is by a local author called Tim Caverly, and it's got some illustrations by Frank Manzo Jr. And these are all stories about how Maine celebrates Christmas. It's about, from the early part of the 20th century up until the present day, Christmas traditions in Maine and New England, just for full disclosure, I am personally friends with this author, and this is his latest collection in his Allagash Tales collection of stories about Maine and the Maine wilderness. I will link his website down below in case this is something that you're interested in. I picked up a collection of essays at the Salvation Army. I was told there'd be cake by Sloane Crosley. I've never read any of Sloane Crosley's essay collection. I believe she's got this one, and I think there's another one too. I guess they don't have a list of them, but I don't even remember who I heard talking about this essay collection, but it sounded right up my alley. This sort of humorous, sort of millennial type essays. Young woman gets herself into scrapes and then, humorously gets her way out of them again. So I figured for $1, it's worth a try. Then I picked up 2 new hardcover fiction books with what was left of my birthday money. The first one is The Court Dancer by Kyung-Sook Shin. I think I said that correctly. And look at that book, guys. I mean, just gorgeous that is. So this book, I don't know too much about it. It's been talked about quite a few times on BookTube. I think it's historical fiction. Yeah, historical fiction in Korea, and I think I'm going to be buddy reading this with Doris in January when she's doing some Asian fiction reading, and I'm really looking forward to it. And again, just beautiful, that cover. Another beautiful cover is this one, Unsheltered by Barbara Kingsolver. It's been all over BookTube. This is her latest fiction book. It's contemporary with a historical timeline, I believe, set in, I think it's set in New Jersey, and about a woman who is doing some investigation into the history of her home as she's doing some renovations, I think, something like that. And I don't really know much more about that, but I'm on a Barbara Kingsolver kick this year. I'd read Flight Behavior earlier, and then I read her essay collection, Small Wonders, and I want to read this one. I'm hoping to get to this one maybe in December if I can squeeze it in. I then picked up, again at Salvation Army, another Barbara Kingsolver. This is the Lacuna. This one was there for $1 as well, so I figured I would grab it. I know absolutely nothing about this book, but since I'm on such a big Kingsolver kick, I figured I'd grab this hardcover and check this out. It looks like this is gonna go from US through Mexico back in the 30s and 40s. So we shall see about that one. And then the last one is a book that's been recommended to me by a couple of people here on BookTube. This is King Leopold's Ghost, a story of greed, terror, and heroism in colonial Africa by Adam Hochschild. Conrad over at 7 Minutes at Sea, or 7 Days at Sea. I'll link his channel down below. And also Alba over, you may know her, Siriella, and she's just started a channel, so I will link her down below as well. But both of them have recommended this book to me because I've done some reading set around Rwanda and the Congo in the past year, and this is tells the story, or tells the history of King Leopold II of Belgium, who basically took Congo, or the area of Central Africa, and created Congo. You know, he just declared that it was his and part of Belgium. And this nonfiction, I believe it's nonfiction. Yes, it's narrative nonfiction. Tells the history of that area of Central Africa after King Leopold sort of declares that it's part of Belgium and sets up, you know, a colonial government and all that sort of thing. And it tells the history of that area after that point in time. So it's been highly recommended. Hopefully I will enjoy it. I'm sure I will learn a lot from it. So those are the books that I have acquired since October. Lots of great ones in there that I'm very much looking forward to getting into. I hope you found some interesting books to purchase or acquire in the last little while. And please let me know down below in the comments what's your the book that you're most excited that you've acquired in the last month or so. I'd be very happy to know it. And until my next video, I'll talk with you later.